Well, is everyone having a good Lent? Are you having a pretty good one? That is great, because Lent is a very important time for us. Because Lent is a time in which we are called, first of all, to grow closer to Jesus. To grow closer to Jesus. And how do we draw closer to Jesus? What are some of the ways that you kids are trying to draw closer to Jesus? Yes. Pray. Yes. Go to church more. Be nice to others. Help your mom and dad. Yes. What more? Listen more. Okay, listen more. Yes, thank you. Make a little sacrifice every day. Yes. Make Lenten promises and keep them. Yeah, yes. Respect your parents. Okay, put your hands down. That is great. I don't have to give a homily today. Because you know what it's all about. You know what it's all about. You know that during Lent is a very, very special time for us to draw closer to Jesus and to be more like Jesus. To be more like Jesus in our life. And that was the point in the gospel today where, two of the disciples wanted to have special places. James and John. Their mother comes and says, "Oh, I want my two sons to have the highest place in your kingdom." And Jesus said, "I don't think so. I don't think so. That's up to the Father." Okay? But he said, if you really want to be my disciple, then you have to be the servant of others. Then you have to come to follow me and follow my life. And so during this Lenten season, we are called, first of all, to come closer to Jesus in prayer and in listening and trying to become more like Jesus in our life. And then how we treat other people with kindness and with love. Trying to help each other, never hurting the other person, but really taking time to become better. Because each one of us can always grow closer to God. And one of the special prayers that I like during Lent is the Stations of the Cross. You've done that on Fridays, haven't you? And you know what that means. It means to walk that way of Jesus. And it's when we make the Stations of the Cross, we think about the fact of what Jesus did and how much he suffered as he walked that way of the cross. From the time he was condemned to death by Pilate, all the way as he walked the way of the cross, until then was crucified and died and was buried. And that is a very special devotion, particularly during Lenten time, to think about how much Jesus loves me. How much Jesus loves me. One of the privileges that I've had more than once is to walk the way of the cross in Jerusalem. To walk the way of the cross where Jesus actually walked his way. But even though I've done it in Jerusalem, it still means just as much for me to walk it here as I go from station to station. And just to appreciate how much Jesus loves you and me. And in his suffering, how much pain he endured for our salvation. And to be able to join our little sufferings, our little disappointments, our little hurts to his. That is part of our devotion, that's part of our way of growing in the Spirit of Jesus. And so when things go wrong, when things aren't right, when we feel hurt or offended in some way, to know that we can join that with the suffering of Jesus. And in doing so, we're helping others too. And even a broken leg, you can join with the suffering of Jesus, right? That's right. You can do it. Physical things or other things that can happen to us. But as you make the Stations of the Cross every week during Lent, to first of all think about the sufferings of Jesus. But then secondly, to join your life with that of Jesus in order to become closer to him, to become more like him. That's what Lent is all about. Let's stand now as we join in our prayers and our petitions.